So let's get started. I'll get all official. Good morning, or whatever time it is that you take this practice. It's your gentleish flow, like we still move and do all the stuff, but nothing crazy, right? So not moving into anything too challenging, but I do want you to expect some movement, some fluidity, some standing. It's a little bit of everything. It's just not your typical all levels flow class that I would teach. And if you want to join me on Spotify, I have a new playlist. It's called Little Wing. And if you want to cue that one up, you can go ahead and get it started now. And this morning, I'm going to have you grab your 2 blocks. And if you don't have them, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's all good. And place them in like a T shape-ish on your mat. We're going to start off in a supported fish pose. So I typically take the bottom block. I like it vertically. A lot of people like it horizontal. So you're going to pick out what you like. And I start off on the first level because you're going to rest your spine on this block. And then the back one is for the back of your skull. And if once you get into that, you're like, I think I could go a little bit higher, then you can turn your block onto level 2, the bottom one, and figure that out. So the bottom edge of this bottom block lands right around where if you were wearing like a traditional bra, like your bra line, or like possibly even your second to last floating rib. Then you're going to rest your spine and let the back of your skull come on to your other block. It's just meant, so I'm even going to go higher today. It's just meant to aid in opening up your chest, opening up your spine. And if you don't have blocks, again, it is fine. You're going to just take your arms up overhead and maybe you grab onto opposite elbows. Ah, there it is. And it might take you a few moments to find that sweet spot. Don't get frustrated. And if you find yourself getting frustrated, scrap it all together because it's not worth it, right? There's nothing worth you getting frustrated over today. Not here, not later. And then find that space so that you can get nice and comfortable. Quotations, right? Comfortable. I'll be honest, this is actually something I love, hate doing. Heart openers are challenging for me. I don't like feeling vulnerable and open sometimes. Ask anybody that knows me. But it's crazy because it's also, I have this dichotomous kind of way about me where I also am very open and loving and all these things until you get that soft spot and then I'm like, nope. Now with your legs, you can either extend them forward or you could go into like a Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together, heels in. I have my feet crossed at my ankles, kind of like I would if I were in Sukhasana. You could also bring your feet down onto the ground with your knees pointing up. Just take a moment here, settle in, and really let your upper back wrap around your block. Close down your eyes, relax your brows, soften your face, y'all. And take a moment or 2 or 5 to drop in. So I've been talking in my classes this week about some of it that has to do with staying open, but learning how to regulate your reactions rather than suppress your emotions, which I have had teachers that their yoga is about detachment, right? Non-attachment. And maybe they don't mean detachment, but that's how it feels to me. Kind of like not being of this world, but in it, right? And for me, yoga is more about not going up on that mountain where I don't have to interact with other humans or be of this world. My yoga is more about being in it, of it, all up in it with the people, right? With the people that surround me. And so our yoga is teaching us how to do the work within so that when we're without, out in the world, doing all the things, we begin to respond rather than react, We react emotionally, typically from wounds, from triggers, from hurt and pain. We respond rationally, logically, taking into consideration our feelings, our emotions, and our experiences, but without projecting all of that onto whoever we're interacting with. And man, y'all, it's hard. It's hard. So today we're going to spend some time, we'll move through the spine, head to toe, just like we always do. But I want you to exhale completely now. And then inhale through your nose. Allow for your breath to rise, to travel all the way up. And then exhale, let it all go, grounding back down. And then inhale, your belly expands. Let the breath travel all the way up. Your lungs go to full capacity. And then exhale to empty, to let it go. Now, if you're feeling it, on your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, cactus your arms and draw your elbows back down towards your hips, and then let your fingertips come down towards either, it might be your thighs, it could be your knees, I don't know. Inhale, sweep your arms back up overhead. And then exhale, cactus your arms, bring your elbows down towards your side body, and then extend your fingertips towards the top of your mat. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, swim your arms out and up. And then exhale, bend the elbows. And if it's too much with the block underneath you, again, skip it, y'all. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Nice. Now, if you have the block underneath you, bring your feet to the floor first. And then bring the one elbow and a forearm to the ground. Slowly lift up, remove the block out from underneath you. And then I want you to lie your spine down on the ground and be still. And stay right here for a moment. Let everything rest down on the ground. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do. And then when you're ready, on the inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and then rock side to side. Your knees fall in one direction, then the other as you turn your face in the opposite direction from your knees. And then inhale, open your arms out to a T. Exhale, drop your knees over to the right. Let them kind of hover. And then inhale, come back through center. Let your low back go flat. And exhale, drop your knees to the left. Let them hover. Turn face to the right. Let's just move side to side for a moment. And you get to choose the level of intensity here. The exhale drops your knees over to the side. And if you're looking for something extremely gentle, you barely move your knees to the side. If you need a little bit more, you let them hover above the ground for just a second, and then you use your obliques to draw them back in. So if you want this to be more restorative, have at it. If you want it to warm up your core slightly, or anywhere in between, I just want you to move your knees side to side and start feeling some release through your spine. You could also turn your face in the opposite direction from your knees. Your twist moves up through your cervical spine. Let's do 1 more on each side. Inhale to center. Exhale, your knees fall to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale. Once you've evened out over to the left, inhale all the way to center. Exhale, drop your knees to the right. Let them come all the way down. And then do turn your face to the left. Your arms are out like a T. Breathe here. Maybe both shoulders down on the earth. And then as you inhale, 1 knee at a time, come back through center, low back flattens to the mat. And then exhale, drop your knees to the left, turn your face to the right, be here for a moment. Allow for your shoulders to feel heavy. Gaze to the right. And then as you inhale, come right back through center. And on the exhale, extend your left leg long and bring your right knee in towards your chest. Once your left heel finds the ground, go ahead and flex your left foot. And then stir your right thigh bone around a moment in your hip flexor, in your hip joint, your hip socket. And then go in the opposite direction. And then right back to center. Inhale, exhale, extend your right leg up into the sky. Those of you with the strap, feel free to loop it around your right ball mound. But it's okay. We're not going to be here a super long time. Soft draw of your right thigh in towards your chest, which probably means the right knee will bend. And then as you exhale, lessen the bend. Press your heel high. Interlace your fingers around your hamstring. It might make it a little bit more accessible. Inhale, soften the bend. Exhale, extend. And now point and flex your right foot. Get into your ankle joint. Roll your right foot around. And then inhale here. Exhale, take your right hand to the inside of your right foot and open your right leg out. I don't care how far it goes, how close to the ground it gets. Slide your left hand onto the top of your left thigh, just below your hip bone. You're trying to keep your left hip down. It's going to try to roll over, right? If it's rolling over, you're going too far. Left hip down, and then you would bring your right foot up a little bit higher into the sky. No heroes in class, right? No gold medals, just do it. And then on your next inhale, draw your right leg up into the sky. Bend your right knee. You might scoot your hips slightly to the right, and then exhale, cross your right knee over to the left. You do have the option to extend your right leg if you feel available to do that this early in your practice. Really nice work, y'all. I'm assuming. And then on your inhale, come back through center, and then exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock it side to side, and then extend your right leg long and hug your left knee in. Right foot flexes, heel to the floor. Circle your left thigh bone around. It's all good. And then inhale, center. Exhale, extend your left foot up into the sky. Interlace your fingers around your left hamstring. Your collarbones stay broad. Relax your shoulders back and down. Slide your left thigh in towards your chest. You're probably going to feel a deeper bend into the left knee. That's your inhale. And then exhale, extend your left leg. Press your heel to the sky. Inhale, soften the bend, or deepen the bend actually. Exhale, extend. Take it one more time. Inhale, draw the thigh in. Exhale, try to keep it there and press your left heel up. Good, y'all. Now point and flex your left foot. Roll around in the ankle joint. And then take an inhale here. Slide your left hand to the inner left thigh or calf. And as you exhale, right hand to the top of your right thigh. Keep that heavy, but open your left leg out to the left. Keep flexing through your left foot. And your foot might be really high into the sky. It's all good. And on your inhale, draw your left leg back up. And on the exhale, bend your left knee, scoot your hips slightly to the left, and drop your left knee over to the right. Find your supine twist. And you do have the option here to extend your left leg long, should that feel better. Ooh, there it is. And then when you're ready on the inhale, draw back through center, bent left knee. Exhale, hug both knees in towards your chest. And you can rock it side to side. Go ahead and bring your forehead up to your knees. Once you find stillness, get a little rounding, and then head and shoulders back to the earth. Slide your hands behind your thighs, and we'll take some spinal rocks and rolls, the full length of your spine. Keep your low back rounded. Your navel draws in and up. And maybe like on your third one or what have you, slowly go through, got the hiccups, and slide back on your mat on all fours. I'm gonna grab my little blanket here. And then once you're here, stack your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. Bring your knees underneath your hips. And with your inhale, drop a soft belly down. Lift your chin, lift your tail. And then exhale to reverse it. Dome out your upper back, navel to your spine. Let your head hang down. And then inhale, your belly down. Press your heart forward. Lift your tailbone, lift your chin. And exhale to reverse it. Dome out your upper back. Tuck your chin towards your chest. And then start to move here, cat and cow at your own pace. Some of you might need to move out of this vertical plane and start to swim your hips around in a circular pattern, so your hip circles. Find something, right? So this morning I woke up and like my spine, I was like, oof, I gotta move this energy out of whatever's happening in my back, right? Or my whole spine, actually. It's on the front side too. It's not just my back. And so you might need something different. You might need some undulations, some moving forward and backward. So kind of feel that out. It's called Sahasha, which loosely translates, we talked about this before, I learned this from Amy Johnson, loosely translates to like spontaneous movement, but it's not just you throwing your body around, it's intuitive. And it has to do with what's going on internally for you, like the winds of your body, right? The vayus. And so you start to move it around and find what you need, responding to the feedback you get from your physical, your energetic, your all the stuff, bodies. And then when you're ready, come back into center. Take an inhale here. And then with your exhale, shift your hips back towards child's pose. Reach your arms forward. So hips towards the heels, arms are forward. And then I'm going to be careful taking my sweatshirt off here. I'm going to pull out my AirPods. All right. And then from your child's pose, let's move into the upper back a little bit here. So slide your right arm underneath your left arm, weave it under. Your right palm faces up, and then let your forehead come back down towards the ground. So just a little thread the needle, work into your right shoulder, your upper back, right side. And take your left armpit towards your right elbow crease. And continue to breathe here into the upper back. Some of you might take a half bind and wrap your left forearm around the small of your back, fingertips towards your right hip crease, and open up through the front of your left shoulder and intensify the actual twist in your upper middle thoracic spine. If you're looking to continue stretching through the outside of your right shoulder, your right upper back, you just keep pressing your left palm down and rotating your left armpit towards the right elbow. And then slowly release. Take your right arm forward. Let's just switch sides. Left arm weaves underneath the right. Oh. Take your forehead down. Starting off, left palm face up. Right armpit towards the left elbow crease. Breathe in. You know you're breathing in. And you breathe out. And you know you're breathing out. If you're into the half bind, wrap your right forearm around the small of your back, fingertips towards your left hip crease. As you open through the front of your right shoulder. I'm going to keep my right arm extended, palm down, armpit to the elbow. Take one more inhale. And then exhale to release. Inhale, round up and forward into your box pose. And then exhale, just stay right here. On the inhale, extend your right leg long behind you. Lift it up to about hip height. Dial your right pinky toe down. Good. And then just stay there for a moment. Now take an inhale, press your right heel back, long and strong. And then as you exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hip, yawn it open, but watch your shoulders. Flex your right foot, send your heel towards your left glute. So opening up here. And then circle it around a bit. Nicely done. And then when you're ready, inhale, press your right leg long behind you. Now focusing more on the rounding of your upper back, not so much the core. Exhale, bring the knee in towards your chin, your chest, your nose. It's also to make space to step your right foot forward. Now if you're using blocks today, this is a great spot to grab them and then frame your front foot with your hands. On the inhale, allow for your pelvis to slide down and forward. Feel what's happening on the front of your left hip, your left psoas. And then if your hands are on your blocks or down on the ground, really, press down through your hands. As your pelvis presses down and forward, stack your shoulders over your hips. Pull the pit of your belly in and up, but then roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. Maybe you lift your chin and feel that stretch all the way down your throat, your neck. Take one more inhale here. Hands down on the ground. Now stack your shoulders back over your hips if they misaligned. And then as you exhale, shift your hips back, straighten your right leg, flex your toes back towards your shin. Now slide the blocks back or leave them where they were and flex your toes back towards your shin, navel towards your thigh bone, and stretch out through your right hamstring again. So we've already stretched once, but to be honest, I'm still feeling pretty tight. So maybe you take your left hand and you rub the fascia around your right hamstring, right? Warm it up. Take one more inhale here. On the exhale, if it's there, take your hips back towards your left heel. Deepen the stretch, press your heart forward, relax your shoulders back and down. And then if you're using your blocks, walk them back to where they kind of frame your right thigh, your left knee, and bring your shoulders up over your hips. So now your kind of right leg is extended, but a lot of weight is on the ball mount of your left foot and your left toes. So bring your right foot to the inside of your left knee. So we're here, and I'll move the block so you can see what my feet look like. So from here, just spend a moment. And then when you're ready, on the inhale, if the balance feels great today, reach your arms up overhead. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. And then on the exhale, open arm twist to the right. Send your left fingertips forward, your right fingertips back. And then if you like it, you could take your right hand to the small of your back, your left elbow to the outside of your... And then as you inhale, lengthen your spine. I don't know if y'all could hear that, but I guess I didn't turn my do not disturb on. And then as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. All right, y'all. And then as you inhale, rotate back front and center. Reach your arms high. And on the exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. And from here, if your hands are down on your blocks or the earth, on your inhale, press your right foot down. Lift your hips, straighten your left leg, and let your head drop down. So it's a standing split, but at the back of your mat. Dial your left pinky toe down. Your left hip drops into alignment with the right. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale, drop your left foot down next to the right. You're at the back of your mat. Let your chest drape on top of your thighs. Head hangs down. And then on the inhale, lengthen your spine. Take the crown of your head forward, your tailbone back, your belly in and up. And then exhale, there's a bend to the knees, ragdoll. Grab opposite elbows with your hands and let your head hang down. Sway your torso from side to side. And then on your inhale, walk yourself out to a downward facing dog. Let your heels feel heavy, your palms root into the ground. Lift your hips, press your chest in towards your thighs, let your head hang down. And then on your inhale, roll into a high plank. Stack your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. And on the exhale, bring your knees down to the ground. Lift your hips into the sky, inhale. And then exhale, drop your chest and your chin. Gaze forward, hug your elbows in. And then inhale, slide it through. Pubic bone, toenails to the ground. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest, hug your elbows in. And then exhale, press it back to your child's pose. Hips to your heels. Forehead down. You can roll your forehead from side to side. And then on your next inhale, slowly roll up into your box pose. And stay right here for your exhale. Inhale, extend your left leg long behind you so it becomes a 3-point balance. Stay for the exhale. Now, with your inhale, really lift and press your left heel back. And then as you exhale, watch your shoulders, but bend your left knee, stack your hip, open it up. Send your heel towards your right glute, but your shoulders stay squared and level towards the top of your mat. And then circle it around if you like it. So imagine the ball and socket joint of your left hip and the femur head circling around in there, right? And go in the opposite direction. And then inhale, extend your left leg long behind you, focusing on the rounding of the spine and creating space between your body and the mat. Exhale, dome out your upper back, tuck your knee in towards your chin, your chest, your nose, and then step your left foot forward. 90-degree bend with your left knee, slide your right knee back. Perfect spot for your blocks on either side of your left foot. Now remember, roll your shoulders back and allow for the pelvis to soften down and forward. So you feel what's happening here in the right psoas, the right hip flexor, all that stuff. And that's what's more obvious, right? But then you pay attention also to what's happening on your left hip, the heat that's building because it's compressed, right? Could you pull your left side rib cage off of your left thigh? Shoulders back and down, pelvis down and forward. And then press your hands down. Lift your chest. So there's going to be a slight arching of the spine. And then lift your chin. Feel the stretch in the front of your neck. You've got to pull the pit of your belly in and up. Take one more inhale here. And then restack your spine. Exhale, press your hands down, shift your hips back, and straighten your left leg. Flex your toes back towards your shin. Your hands can stay at the top of the mat, or you slide your blocks, your hands back. Left hip back, right hip forward. Lengthen through your spine. Breathe here. And you can press into the left hand and take your right hand and rub the back side of your left leg. Get into the fascia around your left hamstring. And then tuck your right toes. Inhale here. Exhale your hips towards your right heel. So get a little bit deeper and maybe slide your blocks back. Heart forward, hinge at your hips. Think of lengthening your spine rather than rounding here. And taking your tailbone and sliding it towards the back edge of your mat. All right, y'all. You're more than welcome to stay right here. If you're with me, hands come back towards your right thigh and your left thigh. And then slide your left foot towards your right inner knee. So now you're really stretching your right toe pedals, the fascia between your toes and the ball mounds, and you have the option to stay here. Pull the pit of your belly in if you're going to remove your hands from the ground, right? You should be doing that anyway. But on the inhale, reach your arms up overhead, maybe. And as you exhale, perhaps right arm forward, left arm back, as you take that crouching kind of open arm twist. You could stay right here, bring your left hand to the small of your back, and then hook your right elbow to the outside of your left knee or thigh. Breathe. And slowly rotate back forward. Bring your hands down onto your blocks, onto your mat, and then straighten through your left leg, lift the right. Drop the crown of your head down, and then dial your right pinky toe down. So you notice probably my right toes were pointing out. I want them to point down so that your right hip drops into alignment with the left. Breathe. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale, drop your right foot down next to the left. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold yourself down. Inhale, walk yourself out. Find your downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Let the heels feel heavy, even if they don't touch the ground. Stretch through the calves. Lift your hips. And then inhale into your high plank. Exhale, Ashtangasana, knees down, butts high, chest to the ground, chin down, gaze forward. And then inhale, slide it through, pubic bone, toenails down, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. And then exhale, hips to your heels for your child's pose. Breathe. Roll your forehead from side to side. And then on your inhale, press up into your box pose. And then exhale, let's all meet in downward facing dog. So a little bit of standing, a little bit of balance. On the inhale, float your right leg up into the sky. Use your whole breath. And as you exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hip, yawn it open. You're probably going to feel that in your left inner thigh, groin, all that. Watch your right shoulder. And on the inhale, re-extend your right leg. Dial your right pinky toe down, and then exhale, tuck your knee in towards your chin, your chest, your nose, just to step yourself forward. Right foot lands next to your right thumb, and then take your time. Inhale, left heel goes flat. Bring your shoulders over your hips, your arms up over your head. It's your warrior one. On the exhale, interlace your fingers and bring your hands to the back of your skull. Stay right here. Watch the right knee. It stays over the heel or the ankle. On the inhale, arch your upper back. Let your head fall into your hands as your elbows open out wide. And then exhale, round your upper back. If your neck feels good, tuck your chin and bring your elbows in towards one another. And then you inhale, be nice and gentle, y'all. Lift, open, let your head fall back. And exhale to tuck, to round, to hug the elbows in. If you do this and it doesn't feel good, stop. Yeah? Let's take one more. Inhale, open. And exhale, round and tuck. Ooh, I feel that like right around C7. And then inhale, lift. Release your arms up into the sky. And then on your exhale, open yourself up and find a warrior two. So bend into your right knee. Probably gonna have to fix up the feet. Your right knee tracks the heel or the ankle. Angle your left toes inward. Be here in this space. It's all good. It doesn't have to be perfect. Open your arms out like wings. Gaze is just beyond your right fingertips. And on the inhale, flip your right palm, reverse your warrior. Feel the opening through your right side body. And then on the exhale, right forearm to your right thigh. It's just moving into the hips a little bit. But reach your left arm up and over so the stretch happens all the way through your left side body. So extended side angle, right? And then swim your left arm forward, down, and back. Inhale, open your arms out, warrior two. On the exhale, high or low skandasana to the back of your mat. So spin your toes to the left. Bend your left knee, start to straighten through the right. Now, some of you are going to stay lifted, hands on blocks. Some will drop down, bending more deeply into the left knee as you straighten through the right leg. Now, watch the extension of your right knee joint. Your hands can come to heart center, whatever feels right. You can also keep your hands on the ground, y'all. It's perfect. We've done some pretty extensive work in the shoulders and in the chest. So if you wanted to bring your left arm out in front of your left shin and reach your right arm up and stretch a little bit more, if the balance is there, feel free to do it. Awesome. Now bring your hands down. Go ahead and use them to inhale. Walk yourself to the top of your mat. Frame your front foot with your hands. And then exhale, step your left foot forward. Now this is the part here. We're going to work on the balance. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold yourself down. Inhale, come all the way to standing. And then if today truly is just being a gentle, stretchy day for you, post up on the wall, right? It's all good. Don't worry about the balancing piece. Root down into the four corners of your left foot and then hug your right knee in. Now, some of you are going to stay right here. Others will loop peace fingers around the right big toe and straighten the right leg out. This is a very challenging posture. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I know that everybody comes for something a little bit different. So if you're needing a little bit of a challenge today, go into full Utthita Hasta. If you're not, keep the right knee bent. Hold on to the wall and just work that piece of it, right? It's up to you how gentle or challenging it is. And then wherever you are, bent knee, post it on the wall, extended right leg, take an inhale. Exhale, just open your right leg to the right, just like we did when we were down on our backs. And breathe. And then as you inhale, bring your right leg back forward. And then exhale, just place it down on the ground. Pedal out your feet. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. And then exhale, fold yourself down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, step yourself back straight away to downward facing dog. Those of you needing a vinyasa, you know to take it. You got yourself, right? And then as you inhale, left heel moves up to the sky. Use your whole breath. And exhale, bend your left knee, stack the hip, open it up. Oh, send your heel towards your right glute. And then inhale, re-lengthen your left leg. Exhale, knee to your chin, your chest, your nose to step it forward. Right heel goes flat. And then inhale, bring your shoulders over your hips, your arms up over your head. Stay right here for the exhale. Inhale, reach your fingertips a little bit higher and lace your fingers. And then exhale, bring your hands behind your skull. Deepen the bend in your left knee, navel towards your spine. Inhale, lift your chest. Let your head fall back into your hands with your elbows open. And then exhale to round to tuck. Bring it back in. Inhale to lift and open. And exhale to tuck. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, stack. Bring the crown of your head up. Reach your fingertips high. And then exhale, open yourself up to your warrior two. Fix up the feet. Left heel more or less to the right. Inner arch or heel. Bend your left knee. Drop it down low. Open your arms out like a T. Gaze towards your left fingertips. Where is your breath, right? Tap back in. Even if you're not doing anything else but breathing, you're doing it right, right? All the other stuff is just extra because the alignment, for me personally, it's important. I know some people will tell you it's not, but I feel like alignment is important, which is why I'd say all the things. But if at the end of the day, your body just won't do that, then you've got to find a different way, right? And the way is the breath. Keep breathing. Keep opening up through your body. The breath is what actually opens you up. Everything else is just kind of secondary. On the inhale, flip your left palm, reverse your warrior, stretch through your left side body. Stay for the exhale, reach your left fingertips back, and then take your left forearm to your left thigh. Reach your right arm up and over, stretch through your right side body. Tuck your left butt cheek slightly under. And then swim your right fingertips forward, down, and back. Inhale, open it up, warrior two. On the exhale, spin all 10 toes slightly towards the right. Bend into your right knee. Straighten your left leg. Now, if you stay lifted, keep your crown, your sternum, your tailbone in a straight line. If you're dropping down low, bend deeper into your right knee. Spin your left toes up towards the sky. And here we are. Hands to heart or to the ground or blocks. Watch the extension of your left knee. So if the backside of your left knee is like down on the ground, I'd maybe not do that, right? I'd find a way to kind of maybe lift it. You don't want to overextend all that stuff in the backside of the knee. And if you're feeling it, right arm in front of your right shin, left arm to the sky, arms open like wings. Squeeze at the base of your pubic bone, so mula bandha. And then bring your hands down. Inhale, lift your hips. Walk yourself to the top of your mat. Frame your front foot with your hands. And then exhale, step your right foot forward and forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold yourself down. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms out and up. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Root down into the four corners of your right foot. And you can take this wherever you want it. Pull the left knee in. You can post up at the wall, right? It's all good. Maybe right here is where you stay. Hugging the left thigh in towards the chest. Fingertips around your left shin. Shoulders back over the hips. Belly in. If you're really just needing that extra, loop peace fingers around your left big toe. My balance is off today. And extend your left leg, right? But pull your left shoulder back. Press down into the inner outer arch of your right foot. One more inhale here. And then exhale, open wherever you are. Left leg out to the left. Maybe your right arm reaches out like a counterbalance. Could you gaze over your right thumb? It's okay if the answer is no. It's all good. And on your next inhale, bring your left knee back forward. Exhale, place your left foot down on the ground. Take an inhale, reach your arms out and up. Heel toe your feet out to about mat's width distance apart. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, knock your heels in, your toes out. Drop it down for Malasana Yogic Squat. All right. You're here, moving side to side, or just be still. This last little thing here. All right. Whew. And then when you're ready, you can just sit down, right? Bring your hands back behind you and sit it down. All right, so from here, I'm going to slide these blocks out from beside me. And take your right leg out and press the sole of your left foot towards your right inner thigh. Now with your inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And on the exhale, fold over your right thigh. Spin your navel towards your thigh bone. So Janu Shirshasana A for the right hamstring, left hip, low back, left side. Awesome, y'all. Now on your inhale, lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, walk yourself back up. Now from here, bend your right knee so that your right shin comes up to parallel with the top of your mat. Slide this back. And then roll over to the right and bring your left knee into an equal 90-degree bend. So I'm going to face forward for a moment so you can see what I'm talking about. My right knee, thigh, and hip are in a straight line. Ankle comes out from the right knee. And my left leg is doing the exact same thing. Left knee, shin, and hip are in a straight line. Left ankle is just below the left knee. Okay, so it's two 90-degree bends. Now, the tendency will be to kind of roll over to the right or to let your right knee make a diagonal line with your hip. Try to straighten it all up and bring your shoulders over your hips. Pull the pit of your belly in. And from here, you're noticing maybe that it's a deep internal rotation of your thigh bones. Typically, as women, we have more external rotation. That's not true for everybody, so I'm saying typically. It's definitely the case for me. But notice if you're feeling anything around your left outer hip, maybe at the very top of your thigh. And then I want you to be really careful. You'll roll slightly over to the right and then move from an internal rotation on your left thigh bone to an external rotation. Draw your left knee forward and then stack your left shin on top of the right. So coming into double pigeon. If you're like, I hate that, just cross your left ankle in front of the right and sit down. It's all good. And then be here. Now you do have the option to bring your hands back behind you, lift your chest. You could also walk forward. Oh, son of a, whew, guys, breathe. And then slowly press yourself back up. Shift back. Straighten both legs. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. And then exhale, fold over. Release out of your low back. And then roll yourself back up, one vertebra at a time. Bring the right foot in towards your left inner thigh. Janu Shirshasana, left side. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, hinge forward. Let your hands reach for your feet. It doesn't matter if they actually catch them or not, but spin your navel towards your left thigh bone. Broaden through your collarbones. Breathe. And on your inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your gaze. Exhale to walk yourself back up. Bend your left knee so that your shin comes to a parallel line with the top of your mat. Roll slightly to the left and then draw your right knee into an equal 90-degree bend. So you have left knee, thigh, hip, ankle out, right knee, thigh, hip, ankle behind. And then try to stack your shoulders on top of your hips. Sit up nice and tall. Pull the pit of your belly in. Glance down at your left leg. Notice if the left knee is really jutting out towards the left. And feel this in your right outer hip. Make sure you're still with your breath. And then if it's right for you, kind of roll over to the left. Be gentle as you bring your right leg forward, moving from that internal rotation to an external rotation, but nice and slow. Flexing through both feet. Rest your right shin on top of your left shin. Doesn't have to be anywhere close to flat. You could also slide a block between your right knee, your left ankle. Shoulders over the hips, or if and when you're ready, walk yourself forward. Breathe. Relax your brows and your jaw. Stay in this space as long as possible. And then when you're ready, walk yourself back up. Bring your hands behind your hips. Unravel, extend your feet forward, but then go ahead and bend your knees. And from there, hands back behind you and rock your knees side to side. Let go of all that. Ooh, that one got me. Not gonna lie, that one got me. All right, y'all. And then from there, if you need another forward fold or something like that, feel free to take it. And then roll down one vertebra at a time until you're flat on your back. Once you're there, hug your knees in towards your chest, and then place your feet down on the ground. Hands next to your hips. Feet are about hip width distance apart. If there's a different belly up back bend you prefer, by all means. Otherwise, traditional bridge, Setu Bandhasan. Press your feet down, palms down next to the hips. Inhale, lift your hips. And on the exhale, start to roll your arms underneath your shoulders. I'm going to walk my feet back and then take my pinky side edge of the hand down and slide my hands to the inner heel, the inner arch of my feet. So my thumbs are up, pinky down, pressing the outside of my fingers, so like the top side of my hand, towards the inner heel, the inner arch. And lift. Press your feet down and away from you. Take one more inhale. And then exhale to soften it down, one vertebra at a time. Stay for a moment. And then Supta Baddha Konasana when you're ready. Soles of your feet together, heels in towards your sits bones. And the knees hang comfortably open. Close down your eyes. And then draw your knees back together. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And then press your feet up into the sky. From here, you can be still. You could sway your feet around, draw figure eights. Those of you looking for a supported waterfall, your feet would come back down. You inhale to lift your hips and slide a block underneath them. As you exhale, place your bottom back down on your block and then take your feet in the sky. I'm good right here. And if you're moving your feet around, it can be as big or as small as you want it to be. And there's no rush. If you ended up taking a supported waterfall and you just got into it, stay there. But when you are ready, bring your knees back in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Take an inhale. On the exhale, round your forehead up to your knees. Inhale here. And then exhale, extend your legs forward. Your arms come down by the side, body, palms face up. And find your Shavasana, whatever that looks like for you. I'm going to slide some blocks underneath my feet today because I like it. That's good. And then as you settle into that final rest, relax your brows and your jaw. Allow yourself to feel grounded but weightless all at the same time. And to really drop into your Shavasana and rest. If what you need is to be here a little bit longer, I just want to respect your time. Stay right here, especially if you were just able to drop in. Stay where you are. There's no need to do anything else. If you are ready, begin to deepen your breath and wiggle your fingers and your toes. And on your inhale, float your arms up overhead and find that full body stretch. And with the exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. And then roll over to the side that speaks to you the most. And we'll all meet in Sukhasana, our comfortable, easy sit, whenever you're ready. Your hands could rest in your lap on your knees or come together in Anjali Mudra at heart center. So we take that final moment, that pause to be grateful for our bodies, for what they do for us today, to be hopeful for tomorrow. I thank you all so much for unrolling your mats. It's a necessity, not a luxury. It's the way we learn to regulate our reactions so that we do not have to suppress our emotions. We can feel things, it's allowed. Have a great rest of your day whenever it is that you take this practice. Namaste.